Opinions and stories around the game we love, told by your favorite storytellers. Stay up to date with all things cricket. Subscribe to Cricbuzz's YouTube channel and press that bell icon now.
It comes to the decider, third T20I, India versus Australia in Hyderabad. Now, despite the fact, Joy, that India are coming off a curtailed game, but the win, that will give them a lot of confidence.
Yeah. Whether you like W in Calibri, in Times Newman,
it's a W.
In Ariel, it's a W. The W remains a W, and no matter 8 overs, 5 overs, 20 overs, it's a win. It'll give them a lot of confidence. 3-4 players have done well. People have got their eye in. So I think it's a good situation to be in. And India has, if you notice our record in the past year, couple of years, our bilateral record is absolutely fantastic. We haven't really,
I don't think 7, I think it's a 7.
Yeah. We've struggled in, multilateral, tournaments, but in bilateral series, we've always made our way back. Even when we have lost, we found a way back.
Yeah. And now with pieces falling in place, AJ, you'd want to seal this series on a good note, go to the South Africa series on a good note, and just keep carrying on that momentum bandwagon.
Yeah, you'd ideally want to do that because, like I said a little earlier, that in World Cup wins, you need to have consistent wins. You can't have 1 win, 1 loss, 1 win, or say 2 wins and 1 loss. In a bilateral, it looks good because, you won the series 2-1. But that crucial game, if you lost, where you would have qualified or not, or it's a semi-final where you get into the final or not, or the final. So to get into that habit of winning, no matter what stage you are in, you want to win this one because this is a good team. You're playing against a side. They may not have their top 4 players. They may also be depleted side, but they're still a better side than Sri Lanka's had a resurgence. But in those last 7 lists, we've got Sri Lanka, we've got Ireland, we've got West Indies. South Africa was 2-all. So those bilaterals can be looked at it from a positive point of view. But if I want to be critical, then you want to win this one and you want to win the next one. Yeah. From now on, it's like, for me, I'd look at this and say, okay, this is our run to the World Cup. From every game from here till we finish with South Africa, we've got to win because unless we do that, we can't win the World Cup.
That is true.
So that's the momentum that you're talking about. If they can catch that or if they look at it that way, I think that'd be a good place to be.
Now, in the second T20I, at the end of it, Rohit Sharma said that we were looking to put Rishabh Pant in, but DK has played a finisher's role for us. Sams was bowling, and we thought, let's send DK in. Now, the problem with that is, if you look at India's squad, the playing 11 that they played in the second T20I, Rishabh Pant was a part of it. Do you keep him there, go with Hardik as your 5th bowler, or do you bring back perhaps a Bhuvi, or an Umesh Yadav, or a Deepak Chahar? What do you do here, AJ?
I think what they did is answered the question that was being asked even here or around this country is why did Umesh Yadav play? So they ended that with bringing in Rishabh, and I think they'll go back to another bowler in the next game.
Who would that bowler be, Joy?
Look, I would still give it to Bhuvneshwar Kumar. Why? Because he's in my squad. I'm not going to change my squad now. I have to give him a chance to build his confidence to come back, and we've got a win. We've got something nowadays. Remember, also bowlers bowl in pairs. So if, say, Bumrah comes in and he's bowling well from one end, it also definitely will help,
Yeah, and numbers actually suggest that every time he bowls in pair with Jasprit Bumrah, he does well.
He does well. Because again, there's pressure on the other end. There's less pressure on him, comparatively less pressure on him. So this is the time if you've got Bhuvneshwar in your World Cup squad, you now have to play him to build his confidence. You don't have an option. To bowl anyone else doesn't make sense at this point in time because, see, even who's left? There's Deepak Chahar. He's also a reserve player.
Yeah, he is.
Do you want to build the confidence of a reserve player or do you want to build the confidence of somebody who's going to be in that 11? You have to play Bhuvneshwar Kumar.
Yeah.
There's no way, and of course, Rishabh has to go out not for any fault of his own, but because, the team
That's how the
dynamics
team combination works.
And no better place to get confidence back when Finch is at the other end.
Yeah.
Bhuvneshwar Kumar. If you want to get his confidence back, Finch is an ideal man there. Or maybe we might, because I'm waiting for the day, Ashwin could, because they're struggling against spin, whatever. If people who enjoy numbers and look at current form, then in the 2 games that we've had, the spinner has ruled the roost. Except, Chahal, who's wrist spinners. So finger spinners are doing well. Time for finger spinners to bowl. So it could be one of those. But they'll certainly play with another bowler. I doubt that they'll go in with Rishabh and DK because at number 7 you got Akshar, then you got Harshal
as well.
And Jasprit Bumrah, as you said, 35 off that last over.
Yeah.
So I feel they'll add a bowler back if it's a full game. If it's an 8-over game, it could be.
Let's hope it's not an 8-over game. Let's hope it's not one of those.
Not another
No, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching it. I mean, at least for a change, we saw something else.
Strategy change, yeah, absolutely.
We saw a whole, like we used both our, Bumrah and Harshal right at the end. Both 2 overs, all together. Otherwise, like what Australia did was they kept the same system. One at the top, one at the back. They had that set pattern. India did something different.
Yeah.
And I enjoy watching this because the whole idea of playing a sport or watching a game is that you see how you react today, different conditions, different opposition. Yeah. Is there something new that you brought to the table?
Yeah.
Something new to learn. So I enjoyed it.
Ajay is exactly like that. You know what I see him as? Whenever I see Ajay watching a cricket game, it's like, those quoted doctors in a chemistry lab, putting something here, here I've changed the combination.
Yeah.
Exactly, I've changed it. That's what it's all about. It's Ajay's cricket lab, and this was a particular new experiment in the cricket lab.
Yeah, it was a new experiment. We'd never seen this beast. At least with India and Australia, you'd never seen it. So you wanted to see how they react, and I mean, I'm digressing at the moment, but look at how the game was. Till the time everybody kept losing shape, whether it was Australian batsmen or Indian batsmen, they were still going at 10 and over, 11 and over, 12, but they kept getting out. When Rohit, was comfortable, Wade on the other side, and with him Smith, they still got that many runs. So what does it tell you? It's in the mind. The runs may be 2+ here, there. So it's the mind that goes before a game. When a team lets it go or loses it, it's never, skills of course matter, but at the end of the day, it's what you think at that particular time is the key to this game.
Yeah.
So every time you're watching a game, you got to watch this. How's he reacting today? Hardik Pandya yesterday was, getting 70 odd, finishing off last over. Today he didn't wait for the last over. He went a little early.
Yeah.
So these are little things that you've got to keep watching and enjoy it.
The one thing you've got to watch out for is, do Australia make any changes? They also made those 2 changes. Josh Inglis sat out, as did Nathan Ellis, and they brought in Sean Abbott and Daniel Sams. Do they go in with a similar combination, Joy, or do they bring back the 2 regulars in?
I mean, in their case, Daniel Sams is he's a death overs bowler, and Sean Abbott is an all-rounder of this.
Yeah.
I mean, they could bring Inglis back. I would like to see Inglis, but he's not in their squad for the World Cup. So I don't think, they're just giving everyone they think a chance that, again, they would also be focusing on saying, who are the guys who are going to play the World Cup? And I think that's how they're looking at it. So they could well stick to this combination.
What can we expect from the pitch in Hyderabad, AJ?
Yeah, Hyderabad's pretty much similar to what we saw today.
Okay.
They're pretty similar to that. Outfield in the new ground is big ground again.
It's a larger ground, yeah.
So that's a large ground, pretty similar. Maybe Kane Richardson, because is he part of their World Cup team? I think he is.
No, he's not.
No, he's not?
He's not.
So then maybe not, because otherwise Hazelwood's had a tough time, and he's actually found his space in 2020 cricket. Suddenly you don't want him to be in doubts before the World Cup. So because Australia has taken this series totally differently from us. They've left out, they've rested a couple of guys, they've got injured players, they want to, keep it that way. So I was thinking maybe Richardson comes in for one of the fast bowlers and because both of them are struggling on Indian wickets, and sometimes I wonder why. And it could be again because if Pat Cummins, who can bowl 145, 150, is going to bowl 4 slower ones, he will struggle.
That is true. That is true. Australia's combination will be a matter of concern for everyone concerned with the Australian fans. But edge, Australia, India, series decider.
You got to go with India now.
But this way?
See, Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli in the form that they are in, with the firepower that you have, you bowl 5. I mean, I'm adding a bowler into the team that was. You got to go with India. I mean, Australians can take it away someday, but I think edge India.
India for you as well?
I'd go for India as well. Yeah, just exactly as he said, those top 3, if 2 of those top 3 fire for India, India will win most matches. And you've got Bumrah back, which is really the most heartening sign of this match.
Yeah.
Rohit's performance, Bumrah's performance, I think I'd give India the edge, definitely.